Hello and welcome to this Android event tutorial brought to you by Not Boarded Tech Training. My name is Gary and this is the third and final part where we're looking at how to program location-based services in Kotlin. And this part we're going to look at how to do the dynamic location updates and update the user interface with those as we move the device around. So first of all, what I want to do is just create a few variables. These are for the location request, and I just want to create a Boolean variable just to indicate whether the updates are on or off, and then we need really an entity called the LocationCallback, and we'll go into that a little bit more detail later on, but let's just get the programming in for those. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll just deal with the location updates on. We just need to enter that into the toggle button. So find the location on off here. We just need to add the variable in here, updates on is equal to true. And we just need to indicate false here. Okay, so what we'll do now, we need to set up the FusedLocationProvider, so we need to just put some parameters in place to represent the period we're going to interrogate the sensor for the location updates, and we'll do that with the LocationRequest. So we'll just need to set up an object of the LocationRequest class first, and then we'll set an interval of 7.5 seconds. That's quite a short interval really for this project, and testing we just want the updates to happen quickly, but for a real app you will probably want to set that value to 10 to 15 seconds. We'll also set up a fastest interval as well. With the FusedLocationProvider you can actually acquire a location from another app if that's available, and that uses no power, so we'll set that fastest interval equal to 5 seconds. And then we need to set up the priority. We will initially set that to what we call balanced power accuracy. That's going to use the Wi-Fi and cell towers to get the position. That's not going to be so accurate as the GPS, but it's going to use less power. So if you use the GPS, we'll set that to high power. So I'm just going to get those parameters in, and I just need to do those straight along the set, straight below the set content view. So let's just get those elements in. First of all, just making an object of the LocationRequest class. Now we'll set the interval. I'm going to use double exclamation here to make sure we throw. If this is set to null, then the app will just throw a null pointer exception, so it stops it crashing. We'll just set it equal to 7.5 seconds, and I'll just put a note in here. Something like used 10 or 15 seconds. Yeah, or 10 to 15 seconds for a real app, doesn't really matter. So I'm just going to set the fastest interval now, and let's just use the fastest interval function. Let's set that equal to 5 seconds. And finally, going to set the priority, which is initially going to be balanced power accuracy. It's priority, and we just need to type the following. Location request. We want balanced power accuracy. Okay, so while we're on this subject of switching in GPS and balanced power accuracy, we'll just complete the toggle button which switches between the two. So here we can just copy the code and just drop it in here for the Wi-Fi, and here we want to make sure that this is high power. So looking for priority high accuracy. Okay, so that's going to set the GPS for that one there. So that's those elements done. What we're going to do now is go on to the location callback. This object is called each time the location changes, in that period of 7.5 seconds of this app. So we'll call that callback every 7.5 seconds, and we'll update the user interface with the current location. So I need to put the callback in the onCreate function. So I'm just going to do it at the bottom here. So I'll just type location callback. I'm going to set it equal to an object. Okay, so there is a function we need to override. It's called the onLocationResult. So that's called each time there's a new location. That returns an array which we're going to call P0, and it'll be an array of locations, and we can normally just call the last element in that array, which is the current location, and that's what we're going to use the parameters in there, the latitude and longitude, to update the user interface. So let's just go on and do that now. So I can just type on location results, and it should put most of the code in there automatically for us, which it has done. So what I'm going to do now is just set up this for loop. We're just going to look at the last element. There's going to be one element in this array, which is going to be the current location anyway. So it'll be location in P0. Again, I'm going to put the make sure the we throw a null point, a null exemption there. And what we're going to do now is just simply update the user interface. So what I'm going to do is just make sure that the location is not null, and then update the longitude and the latitude and speed. And we could actually just pull the code from the previous section. So I'm just going to copy and paste that code. And it's here. So just want to take all of that as it is there, and we're going to put it into this section here and just format that. So that's the location callback taken care of. Now we want to do some processing to make sure that we turn the updates on and off when we resume the app, when we pause the app. Also, we can use this activity lifecycle to turn them on at the appropriate place when we first create. So you remember that when we have the onCreate method, when that's finished, the onStart method is called, and then the onResume method is called. So we can use the resume method to turn the updates on, because that'll turn them on when we first start the app and after we paused it and resumed it. Likewise, the onPause method is called when we try and stop the app, so it's a good place to actually turn them off. So first of all, I'm just going to override those particular methods. So we'll just come really to the bottom here, and the first one I want to override is the onResume. So we just type onResume, and what I'm going to do first of all is just check to see if the updates are on, and then if they are, we'll start the location updates, and we'll create a method for start location updates. So it'll be if updates on, and it'll be start location updates. Okay, so we're just going to create this method here, or this function. We're going to create a function, and we'll go on and just complete this now. So there is a single command we need to put in here just to start the location updates, but it will need a run check. Luckily we've handled the runtime permissions, so we can actually just copy most of the code there, so it should be a fairly lightweight task. So to turn them on, it'll be FusedLocationProvider client, and I'll just put the double exclamations in there, and it'll be request location updates, and we need to pass some parameters, and it'll be the location request first, and then the location callback, and then we just enter null for the last parameter. Okay, so you can see it's got an error here because it's wanting the permission check to be added. So let's just copy most of that code. We have that code up here. We can say we'll just take this one here. Just copy that. Put that down there, and just put an extra bracket in here and just format that. And obviously for the, we would have actually just checked for the permissions already, but just to go belt and braces on this, we'll just put a call to the permission check dialog box in as well. So we just need that block of code there, so I'll just put the comment in as well. So that's the permissions actually dealt with, and we've actually turned on the location updates. So the next thing we want to do is actually turn them off. So we're just going to override the on pause now, and all we need to do is stop location updates. We'll just create that function. And just take the to do away, and what we want to do is just actually remove the location update. So it's FusedLocationProvider client, and it'd be remove location updates, and we just need to put the location callback in there. Okay, so that's those two elements taken care of. The only other thing we need to do in terms of coding before we do some testing is put a reference to the start location updates and stop location update methods in the respective toggle buttons. So first of all, let's just copy this, and if we go up to the toggle button here, which is for the location on off, so we can just put it in here. So it'd be start there, and we'll just put the stop here. Okay, so in terms of coding, that's all we need to do. What I'll do now is just go on and test this on the real device. So catch you in the testing. Okay, so let's power on the app, and we're just going to walk it around a little bit just to see that we get some location updates. You can see this is updating those. We'll just keep it on a little bit longer. And I'm still getting some updates. And what I'll do is just switch to the GPS. Let's make sure that's working. I just want to turn off the updates to see how we're getting on. So that's enough testing on that now. That's really a basic overview of the FusedLocationProvider on with Kotlin. Hope you found this tutorial set useful. Catch you next one. Bye for now.